This podcast is a Buenos Dias Media production.
Welcome to the Cigar Cypher, the podcast where the rich aroma of tobacco meets the spark of conversation. Let us guide you through the captivating world of cigars. Whether you're a seasoned aficionado or just curious about your first puff, this is your invitation to join the Cypher.
Make way for the new kings of cigar mania, the Cigar Cypher.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Leaf, welcome back to the Cigar Cypher Podcast, where smoke meets sophistication, conversations meet culture, and the nonsense gets filtered out like bad tobacco. I'm your host, David, and today we're diving into a topic that the industry needs to talk about. Not tomorrow, not next year, but right now. And we're talking about cigar events, cigar conventions, cigar business etiquette, and why keeping this culture classy matters more than ever. We're breaking down not only how to move properly in cigar spaces, but also how to succeed in the cigar business without acting like a street vendor at a flea market. No aggression, no desperation, no street culture energy at a heritage event. Just class, just professionalism, just presence. So before we light up, make sure to subscribe, drop a 5-star review, leave us a comment, whether you're watching us on YouTube, Rumble, or if you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or iHeartRadio. You can find us always, Instagram and Facebook, also at The Cigar Cypher.
The views and opinions expressed by the host, guest, and/or participants of this show do not necessarily reflect the opinions of Buenos Dias Media LLC, its associates, partners, and show sponsors. The content is intended for entertainment purposes and should not be construed as professional advice. Listener discretion is advised.
As usual, before we begin the full-on chatter, let's start with our premium cigar highlight brought to you by thegentleman'storch.com. So today, we are featuring the Dark Shark Toro. We're going budget-friendly, cult favorite, and surprisingly smooth. Right? Today's star is the Dark Shark Toro, 6x50 in size. Cigar that has become a lounge meme and a guilty pleasure. But don't let the name fool you. It's got real flavor. The wrapper is a broadleaf Maduro, jet black, rugged, toothy. This thing looks like it bites. Binder and filler are mixed Dominican and Nicaraguan blend, produced by the Thompson General Cigar Factory. Flavor notes can include things like dark cocoa, earth, black pepper, toasted wood, dry chocolate, slight sweetness on the finish. This is a medium-bodied, earthy cigar. Reliable, right? It's kind of a great daily burner stick with an approximate burn time of 45 to 60 minutes. If you can't find them around your way, you can catch a bundle pack of 20 for $44.99 at thegentleman'storch.com. So who is this cigar for? New smokers? For budget smokers, for golf course warriors, and people who want 10 cigars for the price of one. It's not a McAuliffe, it's not a Padron or a My Father, but for the money, the Dark Shark Toro is swimming in its own lane. Check them out. Go to thegentleman'storch.com. All right, so let's dive into today's topic. Let's talk cigar events. Because if you've ever been to something like PCA or Big Smoke, or a boutique cigar festival, or even your local lounge herf, you already know, right, what to expect. You walk in, there's this unmistakable aroma of cedar, aged tobacco, cologne, spirit samples flowing, and a humidor level energy that only cigar lovers understand. Cigar events are a unique ecosystem because they mix a variety of things, or at least they should, right? They mix lifestyle, luxury, community, business, craftsmanship, and culture. This isn't like a sneaker convention or, an anime expo. Cigar events have a different vibration. You're stepping into a world built on heritage and refinement. People come to learn, right? To connect and network, to discover new blends, to shake hands with brand owners, to experience the art form that is premium cigars. But with that environment comes responsibility. You have to move correctly. And unfortunately, not everybody does. Now let's get real. Because, this show, we don't sugarcoat things. Cigar business, cigar events, cigar culture is supposed to be somewhat classy. Or at least that's how I always envisioned it. They're supposed to be smooth, refined, intentional, right? But then you walk into certain events, that I've been to a few, and you see things like that are very disappointing. You see people yelling, aggressive sales tactics, vendors acting mega thirsty. You see this type of street behavior that clashes with the environment. And it's just disappointing. And look, there's nothing wrong with representing where you come from, right? Rep your roots. But understand that premium cigar culture is built on patience and elegance and craftsmanship and professionalism. If you're a vendor at an event, you shouldn't look like you're selling bootleg DVDs out of a backpack at the barbershop. This, my friends, my brothers and sisters of the leaf, is tobacco art. So please respect the craft. The biggest turnoff is walking into an event and seeing salesmen trying to act like all cool with an attitude that tells you, they're trying to tell you you're lucky I'm taking the time to talk to you. And sort of making the potential customer, the person who might spend money, you're making them feel uncomfortable. You see, I had an experience with a salesman who was pushing these $20 cigars, right? And I'm not saying that that's crazy in price. $20 is still a little high, but he was pushing these $20 cigars, and his hook was, this is the best cigar you'll ever try. This is the best cigar. These are rare. After these, there will be no more. And mind you, right? I went there with a friend of mine. And we went in search of maybe finding something for the store, right? We went there to try to find stuff that we can buy in bulk for the store. But when he saw me looking at everything else on his table, mind you, these are his cigar, his brand. But he was pushing these $20 cigars, and he saw me. I was looking at everything because I'm looking, right? What if something I want to buy, something I want to carry, maybe can spark a conversation, negotiation, business partnership, or whatever it is, because those were my intentions of going to that event. But when he saw me looking at other cigars on the table, he decided to make a comment and tell my friend, oh, he's not interested in the $20 cigar. maybe he can look at the other girly shit over there. To which I just ended up walking away and taking my money to another vendor. So yes, I get it. You can be humorous as an icebreaker, but you can't treat people like they're peasants or like you're doing them a favor by being there. Keep it classy, people. I mean, this same guy, his opening line was, as my friend and I approached, a few other people gathered. There was like 5 or 6 people. And his opening line was, well, now that I have all these people, now I can talk because I'm tired of saying the same shit. And I want to save my voice and my breath. And then he started his pitch. So let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to dive into how to move in the cigar business, the importance of professionalism, and much more. You are listening to the Cigar Cypher Podcast, a Buenos Dias media production fueled by thegentleman'storch.com.
Looking to connect with like-minded men who share your drive for success and passion for the finer things in life? Welcome to the Apex Gentlemen's Guild, a private members club for men who value ambition, camaraderie, giving back, and personal growth. For a limited time while we're fully remote, you can join the guild for free. Gain access to tons of motivational content, exclusive events, insightful discussions, and a network of high-performance individuals. Don't miss this chance to elevate your social circle. Request to join today at facebook.com/groups/Apex Gentlemen's Guild, or give us a like at facebook.com/Apex Gentlemen's Guild. The Apex Gentlemen's Guild, excellence forged in unity.
We want to take a moment to shout out the Cigar Rights of America, CRA. One of the very few organizations protecting your right to light up without government overreach. And you know how we've all seen how that's become normalized. So head over to cigarrights.org to become a member today. Support the leaf, defend the culture.
This is the Modern Beat Podcast, where voice, vulnerability, and victory meet. I'm Leilani.
And I'm Michelle. We're two friends having the real conversations women actually need about healing, hustle, motherhood, love, money, and the patterns we know too well.
No pretending here. Just honest stories, expert gems, and practical tools so you can feel seen and move forward.
If you ever felt silenced, judged, or just tired of carrying it all, you're home. Pull up a chair.
New episodes are short enough for your commute, deep enough to change your week.
Hit follow on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Share this with your sisters, your group chat. Your future self will thank you.
The Modern V.
The Modern V.
Voice, vulnerability,
victory.
victory.
Gentlemen, this one's for you. Whether you're signing deals, chasing dreams, or just unwinding after a long day, your cigar should match your grind. At thegentleman'storch.com, we bring you premium cigars, boutique blends, and curated sample packs, all without the premium price. Because class isn't about the label, it's about the standard you set. From CEOs to 9-to-5ers, every man deserves that moment, that taste of excellence. So light up, level up, and let your story burn slow. Visit thegentleman'storch.com, where affordability meets class and every smoke means something. The Gentleman's Torch. Light up, level up.
Fellas, let me ask you something. When was the last time you heard a podcast that actually understands men? Not lectures us, not blames us, but pushes us to become stronger, wiser, more disciplined versions of ourselves? Welcome to Grit on the Rocks, the podcast for men who are ready to level up their mindset, their character, and their life. Here, we talk purpose, discipline, leadership, relationships, money, legacy, and the hard truths most people are too scared to say out loud. Every episode is real talk with a heartbeat, part motivation, part wisdom, part barbershop and cigar lounge conversation, and a whole lot of get your life together energy. We break things down with humor, honesty, storytelling, and biblical backbone, so you leave every episode sharper than you came in. So if you're tired of feeling stuck, tired of fake positivity, tired of being told to man up without being told how, then it's time to pull up a chair, pour something smooth, and lock in. Search Grit on the Rocks on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio, and join thousands of men building discipline, purpose, and confidence one episode at a time. Grit on the Rocks, where the conversation is real and the growth is mandatory.
Hi, this is Kevin B. Clark. You're listening to the Cigar Cypher Podcast.
And we are back. You are listening to the Cigar Cypher Podcast, a Buenos Dias media production fueled by thegentleman'storch.com. So now let's talk about the business side, because this is where people sabotage themselves. Right, first we have the aggressive salesman. We all know him or her, just like I explained before. Before you even take one puff, he's already pitching you like he's a used car salesman. And bro, I just gotta say, relax. Cigar people hate being pressured. We talk about patience and time in the cigar culture, so you should know no one likes dealing with a pushy salesman. We also have the wannabe influencer, the guy with the loudest shirt, yelling into his phone, making a scene. Cigars are about presence, not about performance. They also have the unprofessional vendor. No signage, no pricing, no brand story, no respect for presentation. If your table looks like a garage sale, you've already lost. And you also have in that list also the ones that say, I am the brand owner, this is a new brand, and then you tell them like, here, I'm going to send you an email, maybe we can do some business, and then they never get back to you. Mind you, it seems like they just don't want your money, but they say they're pushing a new brand. So what's the right way to move? Speak like a professional. Learn to give value before asking for anything. Share your story calmly. Everyone enjoys a good story. Share it like you believe it. Educate instead of push. Again, give value before requesting it. Let the product speak. A product can be good, but if you annoy the hell out of everyone, you take that product back home instead of selling it. Build relationships, not transactions. Again, give value. Carry yourself like a gentleman or a gentlewoman, I guess. Everyone comes from somewhere, but that doesn't mean you carry bad habits into the business. In this industry, the best salesman is the one who doesn't feel like a salesman. So let's bring it home. Cigar events and the cigar business run on one thing: respect, or at least they should. There's respect for the leaf, respect for the history, the craftsmanship, the community, the space, the customers, the relationships, yourself. Premium cigars are luxury products. Luxury industry demand luxury behavior. We're not here to imitate music videos or pop culture icons. We're not here to hustle people. We're not here to act like street merchants. We're here to educate, to elevate, to inspire, to connect, and preserve a culture that's hundreds of years old. The most powerful people in the cigar industry, They move quietly, confidently, professionally, like gentlemen and women. So that's today's episode of the Cigar Cypher Podcast. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone in the industry. Share it with your lounge crew. Share it with someone who needs to hear what cigar culture is really about. Remember to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Cigar Cypher. If you are watching on YouTube and Rumble, hit that subscribe button, like and comment. If you are listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or iHeartRadio, remember to like, to follow. Give us a 5-star review and share. Share. So until next time, my brothers and sisters of the leaf, keep your ash long, keep your conversations classy, and keep your presence elevated. This is the Cigar Cypher Podcast, a Buenos Dias Media production.